What are we doing about dating?
Lack of success while dating.
If I go on one more date.
One thing I will never do is cry about ending up alone.
I assumed I would find my husband in my 20s and be married by 30.
Hitting the X, hitting the X, hitting the X. And I'm like, it has to get better.
Do you know what's offensive? Dating apps in your 30s.
I just unlocked a level of single I did not know exist.
Most guys I've ever met in my life would never want to date me.
How awful it is to date, how bad the modern day dating pool is.
Dating in your 30s is so hard.
What is with single men in their 30s?
So I just realized that there will be no man ever that will understand me.
I am 32 and single.
Welcome back to part 5 of my fiance broke up with me the day after engagement photos.
Why am I always the second option?
How crazy is the dating scene?
Ever since I started this account, I have realized that most men, in fact, hates women.
So now I'm wondering, is there a camp I can go to that resets my brain to be attracted to women?
So you know what's the worst part of dating when you're 31 is that either all the good ones are married, happy for you guys, but then you have this pool of guys that's either gay or they're just not worth it.
Don't cancel me, but your future husband is not going to care about your career, your accolades, or your accomplishments.
I just unlocked a level of single I did not know exist. My fucking landlord just called me and immediately goes, "Hey, do you want to go out with my friend's son? Your boyfriend moved out, right? You're single. He's 5'11" and fixes air conditioning. Do you want me to send a picture?" I'm like, you know what, Eleanor? Yes, I do. Why not? Thanks for looking out, girl. Why not?
If he's obsessed with you and he's proving to you that he's obsessed with you and you finally say to yourself, okay, I will mate with you, he finishes in like 0.2 seconds. And then all of a sudden he becomes a little less obsessed. He stops hitting you up as much. Don't go crazy, okay? It's not you. It's him. It's not you. It's him.
How can anybody take advice from a woman that has 2 pairs of sunglasses? How?
They call her the cat lady.
Trust me.
Both of them are very ugly, by the way.
I'm 28. What? Like, I should be married. I should be having kids. This is just my epiphany. I gotta stop being a cougar.
I went on a date tonight with a man who midway through our meal asked me to go and take my knickers off in the bathroom, and when
Knickers means underwear.
I come back to put them in his pocket.
Thank you, come again.
So I'm 31. I'm new to the dating world.
Okay.
I was in a long-term relationship before this, and I'm finally like, I want to meet somebody. I'm ready. But nobody wants to meet somebody, not for real. Can somebody explain why you go on dates with somebody when you don't actually want to have a relationship with them, potentially?
Because they just want to sleep with you, ma'am. That's it. It's so easy.
What's the point? What's the point? I can't do this. This is like...
Sex is the point, ma'am.
Is anybody else struggling? I can't. This is awful.
Because I'm 33, how am I being perceived by men as I'm dating? Okay, so if a guy meets me and doesn't know anything about me, he doesn't know that I am not the girl who likes to jump right into a relationship. I like to take my time. I like to get to know somebody. Is he going to make assumptions about me because of my age? Right? Is my age now going to work against me in a way that...
From the start, ma'am, if you make a video call with him, he will see how fast you talk, and that will put him off from the start. So we're going to skip this video.
So I'm beginning to understand why everyone is so exhausted from dating in their 30s.
Okay.
In the last 2 weeks, I think I've been breadcrumbed, ghosted, and love bombed by 3 completely different people. And 3-4 years ago, those words were never even in my vocabulary. I was engaged to an amazing man who never left me guessing on how he felt about me, what his feelings were. He always made me feel safe, secure in our relationship, and I was fully prepared to spend the rest of my life with this person. But he's no longer here, and I'm out there, I'm doing the hard things, I'm on the apps, I'm trying to, you know, make something happen for myself. And I really like, girls, I don't know how you do this. I don't know if you've been single for a really long time. I honestly do not know how you've been doing this.
It is really just not that hard for a guy to get you excited about a date, but for some reason, it is so difficult for them to do. Like, it's very, very basic. Text just enough to let her know you're interested, check in a time or two, not too much, communicate well, confirm the night before, definitely don't confirm the same day at like 4 p.m. That's...
Ma'am, don't you understand that the man that you are dating don't care about you? We've done a video on her before. She's still single and she went on so many dates. Why? Because the kind of guy that she wants don't care about her. That's why. They just want to smash. They just want to sleep with her. That's it.
Obviously a no. Have a reservation or a place in mind and a time. Just tell her where to meet. Also, always send an Uber.
So I'll be 33 this year. And I'm okay with dating like a decent amount older. So I don't know, 40-ish. But whenever it comes to dating younger, like what's the cutoff? Because I feel like I have lived a lot of life in my 33 years. You know, I have been married, divorced, I have a child, I run a company. I'm very much like established, even though I'm kind of a mess at the same time. But I've gone through a lot of healing. I am very mature emotionally and just in life in general. So I'm a little scared to go younger because do these guys really know what it takes to have like a good, healthy, lasting marriage? Like, is that going to be unbalanced?
No, ma'am. They just want to sleep with you. That's it.
Thank you. Come again.
For all my men out there that keep setting expectations, keep doing it. I keep watching so many women that think that they are the exception to the rule. If you are clearly outlining your boundaries, what you don't want, what you do want, if you're looking for a relationship or you're not, keep doing that. It's not your fault that other people or women, or I guess you can say non-gender bias here, if they don't listen to what you say up front, that you are not looking for what they're looking for and they keep trying, that is on them 1000%.
Yes, because many of them are delusional and they actually think they're very special. They're the one. They're the one that's going to change Chad when Chad says from the start, I'm not looking for anything serious.
Specifically talking about women here. I see so many women that are like, well, he ain't met me yet.
Yeah.
He is not ready for me yet. He told you he was not ready. He did not want a relationship. He doesn't want that. And the fact that women keep doing this and keep going back blows my mind. Then they're upset. Then they're literally upset that they're like, oh my God, he left me.
Yeah, why didn't he change for me? He told you from the start he won't.
Men often have opinions or say things that really don't make a lot of sense about politics, psychology, social culture, feminism.
Just because you can't see it from our point of view, it doesn't mean that it doesn't make sense, ma'am.
I often find myself disagreeing with men, and I simply cannot let them think that they're right. So I want to debate, I want to argue.
Well, you can see why she's still single. Who wouldn't want a woman to constantly debate and argue on any subject?
I want to prove you wrong. And I bring sometimes an aggressiveness to my debate style. No, you know what it is? It's a confidence to my debates.
No, ma'am, it's aggressiveness. It's not confidence.
Style. I know 2 guys who I've debated with who have beat me. And I've said, you know what? You're right.
Yeah, but they still didn't want to date you. I can bet on it.
In my life. And my dad's a lawyer and I beat him every damn time. He calls me up. I'm sorry, you're right, I'm wrong. I don't think a lot of men love this. So I turn off the majority of men with this little spice. But I think I will attract the best 1%. It just hasn't happened yet, but just wait on it.
Did you hear that, guys? It hasn't happened yet. And she's been dating for a long time. Keep waiting, ma'am. I'm sure the older you get, the easier it will get.
1-900-9099-CRY. Do you know what's offensive? Dating apps in your 30s. Do you know what's more offensive? When the people in your life who are in relationships or married or dating look at you with pity and they say, just keep trying. Your time's coming. It'll happen when you least expect it. Just get out there and meet people. No.
Can you see they never give actual good advice? Just keep doing it, doing the same thing over and over, and it will happen eventually. See, none of them actually give good advice. You want to get a husband? Okay, are you a wife? Do you act like a wife? Do you talk like a wife? Do you post on social media like a wife? And not in bikinis? No, so how can you attract a husband? No, keep doing the same thing over and over, of course.
Have you been on Hinge lately? Have you been on Hinge in 2025? If the answer is no, you are not allowed to give me your opinion. Like, I'm 31 and
I've never been on Hinge, ma'am, and I'm going to give you my opinion.
this whole meeting people organically out and about thing, I just don't think it exists anymore. I don't think people communicate in person. So we've been trying the dating apps. Let's start by Hinge. Offensive. The most offensive thing is when the little prompt comes up on Hinge and it says, we think you two are the most compatible, and then you see who they're thinking you're compatible with. I'm like, that's what I'm bringing in?
Yes, ma'am, and the algorithm is smarter than you. Believe me, that algorithm was trained on thousands and thousands and thousands of people. He knows better than you. But of course, you have a delusional self-worth, and you actually believe that you only deserve Chad, that is over 6 feet and that makes over $100,000 a year. But that's not correct. The algorithm actually shows you your level. But you don't want to believe it because you're delusional, ma'am.
So it's a me issue. And then we have Tinder. Tinder is only good if you're overseas and you're in Europe. And that's really if you want to hook up with a hot European man. They are very sexy. But like in America, you're going to get kidnapped and you won't be alive if you go on Tinder. And then we have Bumble. Bumble's a lot of work. I don't like to do all the work. I feel like I have to do so much work in my real life as a girl. No, I don't want to message you. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be 43 in July, and I think it's easier to date guys the older I get because I understand what I don't want versus what I actually do want. And I think that's the key, is like figuring out what you will not put up with, which is like mostly anything. But in my 30s, I was more of a people pleaser and like a guy pleaser, and I would be a chameleon and change my personality to fit a guy because I wanted so desperately for him to like me.
Okay, guys, so just think about this. As she says, she's been dating at least since she was in her 30s. Now she's 43, I think. And she's still single. Whatever advice you have, ma'am, whatever advice, nobody should listen to you. You still haven't found a man. You're still not married. Or you've been married and divorced. So you can't give advice about anything.
And now I'm totally myself, and I'm like, I don't care. I mean, for example, like if I was in my 30s now, I probably wouldn't even make TikToks because I'd be like, oh my God, like this is cringy. Like, what if the guy I like sees it now? Like, I don't give two fucking shits. And
yeah, because you've already accepted the fact that you will be alone forever, ma'am. That's why.
And the guys that I'm dating, like, they know that I have a TikTok account. But I also think it's a confidence thing. So, you know, there's a lot of people that are confident their whole lives. Maybe they're like super confident in their 30s. I personally was not. The other part of this is that guys are getting divorced. So there actually is like a bigger pool of guys to date when you're in like your late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s. These guys are getting out of relationships. And it's kind of good because the ex-wives, hopefully, maybe not, I don't know, have kind of groomed these guys into like maybe being better men. Who knows? Who knows?
Why would you want to be with a man and to have to groom him to be a better man as you want? Why couldn't you get that better man from the start? Why be in a relationship with a guy that you don't like how he acts, how he is, how he talks? I don't get that. And why would you want to be groomed by a woman? Only a simp would let himself be groomed by a woman.
Part 2 of dating differences in New York versus London. I feel like a really big difference of New York versus London is the ratios of men. I feel like in New York, I think it's like 1 guy to 4 women, like that's the ratio. And then you have to factor in like a lot of these men don't actually want to be in relationships. So like realistically, it's probably more like 8 to 12 women to 1 guy who actually wants to be in a relationship.
So I had to check these guys because, of course, I don't trust women, and she's not correct. Of course, she just made this up. It's actually about 90 men to every 100 women. And in New York State is 94 men to every 100 women. But they just like to speak. They heard something somewhere, and they just like to regurgitate everything they've heard. But they don't actually search to see if it's true or not.
I don't have statistics, but just going off of what I've seen, there is a lot of men here, like a lot. If you walk by a pub after work hours, it is a sausage party. So I think that's a big difference. Also, I think the pub culture here helps a lot with dating because people will actually talk to you when you go out.
Okay, so I had to also look what's the ratio of men to women in London. And it's about 101 males to every 100 females. And
meet people when I go to pubs versus in New York, I feel like everyone's just kind of in their own groups. Nobody wants to talk to each other. Everyone's just kind of like shut down. So I feel like that makes a big difference. I also will say, and I know I'm gonna get roasted for this, I think that on average, men in the UK are taller and also generally more attractive. I feel like when I was in
okay, so I also had to check this because, as we have seen, she doesn't know what she's talking about. The average in the UK is around 5'9". The average in the US, it's around 5'9.5". So men in the USA are taller than men in the UK. It's clear she doesn't know what she's talking about, so we're just going to skip this video.
My friend today. And she was like, do you pray for a husband? Like, you always talk about wanting a husband. Do you pray for a husband? Because we're both Christian. And I was like, actually, no. I pray over every area of my life, but I don't pray over a husband. Is it because I just don't want one? Like, maybe I think I want one, but I don't actually want one. But then I'm like, no, I genuinely do want a husband. Like, and it's also really scary to get to the point where I am, which me and my friend also talked about, because it's like you get to a certain level of comfortability with your singleness that it's like almost like you'd rather choose just being single than to be coupled and have to compromise with another human being.
Yeah, I've said this before. They get so used to being alone that if that guy isn't perfect in every way as she wants, she would rather be alone. And plus, she wants a husband, but she's not wife material. She's not.
Now I know that I'm getting close to that point, like I'm on the...
Ma'am, from the start you're talking while eating. From the start you're recording yourself on TikTok for millions of people to see, and you are talking while eating. Just think about that. Why would a man want to date you, want to marry you?
The cusp, like I could either go like here or here. Here is finding my love and being with my love, and over here
is she dancing?
Is just being single for the rest of my life and being completely okay with it. Because the only reason I really think about having a husband is because my kids are old. If you're new here, I'm 40. I'm actually...
Okay, so she's also a single mother, and she wonders why she can't find a man.
Actually 41 in a week.
And she talks with her mouth full. Such a catch, such a catch.
My kids are 20 and 18. One's already flown the nest. The other one will eventually fly the nest. And I'm just going to be here.
Making TikTok videos. And complaining about dating, how alone you will feel. Yes, ma'am, we all know that.
I don't even have a dog anymore. So I'll just be here by myself. I refuse to get cats, so I cannot be a single cat lady. So then what am I going to do? Obviously, I need a husband.
You will make TikTok videos and you will find companionship in all the women that will praise you in your comments for being so strong and independent that you don't need a man.
Husband. And then my friend said, you know you actually need...
I can't do this. We're going to skip this video because it's so annoying seeing her eat with your mouth full.
I know this is easier said than done, but honestly, I think the reason I was able to enjoy dating and not get completely burnt out in the process was this mindset shift I had towards it. When a lot of us start dating, we have our checklist and we have this idea of who we think we need to meet. And when we go into dates, we're like really intentional. And even if you're acting more casual about it, so hopefully they don't pick up on that, I really think that your energy that comes off subconsciously to someone is very obviously intentionally looking for a person. I forget.
When I hear women talking about energies, everything she says after that doesn't even matter.
Who the creator is, but she always says whether it's a bug or a boy, if you're chasing it, he's gonna run. And I feel like a lot of us go into dating with energetic chasing, not even realizing it. And what I did
energetic chasing
different, I would say, is I really shifted my mindset towards just being like, I actually genuinely don't want a boyfriend. Like, it was my first summer of being single in 10 years. I genuinely just wanted to have fun with my friends. I didn't care if I met someone. I just wanted to have a good time. Not only did that change my energy when going on dates, and I feel like people pick...
It's the third time, guys, that she's talking about energies. I don't know how much I will take it anymore.
Up on it, like it made me more magnetic because I genuinely didn't care if I ever heard from someone again. I didn't care if they liked me. I really was just kind of out for a good time and having fun, and it was all good. But I also feel like it really opened me up to dating people that I probably would have normally never talked to. I think that that's a huge deal because like when you have this idea...
Okay, so the point is that she lowered her standards. That's what she's trying to say, but instead of being to the point and saying this from the start, she keeps talking about energies. No, ma'am, your energy didn't shift, didn't change. You just lowered your standards. We're going to skip this video.
I am 32 and single, and without fail, anytime I do any kind of Q&A or ask me anything, I get the same top two questions. Do I want to get married? And do I want to have children? And so I thought it might be worthwhile to bring that conversation here. The short answer is yes. I do want to get married and I do want to have kids. The long answer is yes, but not at any cost. See, the thing is, I was always the girl. I thought that I was going to get married and have kids super young. In my 20s, I was always in relationships.
Why didn't you do that, ma'am? Oh, because Prince Charming that you wished for doesn't exist, and even if he exists, he doesn't want you. So of course now you're 32 and you're still single.
And I can't tell you how many times I was a nanny or a babysitter or a dance teacher, really anything that involved children. But at the same time, the guys that I chose in my 20s, they were not husband material, let's put it that way. I also grew up with a mother, an amazing mother, who was unfortunate.
So she ran after the bad boys, and now she's 32, she's looking for Prince Charming. Prince Charming doesn't exist, so what is she going to do? She's going to keep making TikTok videos about dating and how bad dating is. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.